There is one thing that many people in Arena Breakout have an issue with, and that is how to economy and how to actually manage your economics in this game. It is somewhat complicated, but at the same time, it's pretty straightforward and pretty easy to actually maintain a decent storage value and a decent cone value. And I'm going to go through a few different ways and steps to actually improve your economics in this game as a player, and how to actually, this isn't an actual get rich video, but this is the literal economics and economy 101 of Arena Breakout. This isn't going to be super in-depth, but it's also going to go through some things that will be something that you may not have known inside of this game. Now, my player by no means is rich at all. Like I said, this isn't a get rich video. This is how to kind of keep your balances in check and not go completely broke in the game. I'm not broke by any means. I have 600,000 cone. I'm actually sitting on about 4 million total storage value though, and that has actually been going up about 500,000 to a million every couple of days. It really depends, but one of the first things that I'm going to actually tell you to do whenever you first log in the game is to make sure that you click contacts and check Deke for the trades every single day. As you see right here, he gave me a tier 5 vest, and it was around 20k to actually buy this vest, and I can go and then instantly sell it again on the marketplace for around 50,000. So that's going to be an instant flip, and this is going to go lead right into another economics tip for this game. When you see you're about to list something, you will see a list of price ranges right here. What you're going to do is always make sure you go right below the lowest one, but do not sell yourself short. Make sure you list it for just below the average amount, and also make sure that you're not about to list both of your vests. I only want to list one. That just makes sure that you get the most amount of money possible, but it also makes sure that when you go to sell the item, it is actually going to sell. It's not going to expire on the auction house. This will guarantee that it's going to sell, and it probably will sell really fast too, hopefully. Another tip that I can't exactly show you fully because this FAL is an operation supply, so I'm going to show you with this pistol right here. It's not going to hit the exact same, but you'll get the idea still. Whenever you go to list a weapon, what you want to do is it's going to tell you to just list it like it is. But if you click this right here, which is the weapon with the little wrench, there's two buttons right here. You click the bottom one, you'll see that you can individually set the price for each item, and I apparently can't do it because this weapon is so cheap. It's just not worth it. But if you have a gun like the FAL or something, you can actually list it, and it will tell you the individual prices, just like if you were going to list that chest plate. It will tell you all the price ranges. You can drop them just like you would for that. You will get so much more money. You'll be at about 20 to 30k more than it would try to get you if you were to list it like this. And also, this puts it up for really cheap, so it kind of just screws you if you do list it that way at all. Another contact really fast that I want to mention, someone mentioned this to me in my stream, and I checked him, and he actually did have at least 1 or 2 good trades every here and there. Sometimes you'll be able to pick up some kind of helmet or some kind of gun or something like that from Randall, and it won't always be cheaper, and it always won't be super cheaper, but as you see, I got a 4k profit from this one. It's not much, but it is something. And if you're not really trying to play, if you're just trying to kind of scavenge the auction house and things like that, this is one of the best people to check. You see, that's 70k, and he's going to give this to me for 40k, so I'm going to take it, of course, partially because I do already have a gold item, but still I got 40k profit on that just from being able to sell it. I think it was taking a cane anyways. Yeah, I took a cane, so canes sell for 15. I didn't really lose anything right there. This next section of the video is going to be semi-confusing. This is the part where I'm going to get a little bit more in-depth and kind of explain things that might get a little bit rocket sciencey, but hear me out. This will make sense when I go through it. I have a few gold items here, and you will see this is around 20k, so that's 4 slots for 20,000, so that's about 5,000 cone per storage slot. This gold watch though is 15,000, and it is 1 single storage slot. Same with this ring. So these all right here are 40,000. About 45,000, and that's 3 storage slots. This is 20,000, and it takes up 4 storage slots. One of the things you can do is actually try to cut down on your storage slots and put more money into one slot. So the most that you can have in a single slot is 200,000, which is right here. You can max it out at 200,000, and then that'll be that. You will go into another slot. So if you really think about a gold lion, holding my gold lion right here is not a good idea. If I'm trying to optimize my money and be smart with it, because this is 6 slots and each storage slot does take up 200,000 if you're using cone. Theoretically, I could fit over $1 million in this slot, but instead I'm holding 450,000. So if you want to actually have your money in a store of value, one of the best ways to put your money in a store of value in this game is going to be something that you may not expect. But if you go to the key cards and then you go to an armory key cards and say either one of these key cards, it really doesn't matter. I don't even have this one inspected. I've found this one on a bot though. If you kill elite bots, like the bosses, you have to check their backpacks because they might drop this. They dropped it for me one time. Takes up one single slot, as you see right there, and it is about 430,000 cone. So it's kind of the same exact price as a line if you drop off a few thousand. Or this one, the same exact thing, 440,000, same thing, one slot. This is probably the best storage that's actually feasible, because the literal best thing to use as a store value is obviously going to be the secret document. It's 2 slots, it's 7 million cone, but there's literally only a couple on the marketplace at any time. You also don't really want to mess around and lose that ever, so that's going to be something that you really use as a store value. But if you're trying to store your money for a little bit of time, don't want to have it as cone, you want to make sure that you do not use it. One thing that you can do is actually buy a key card. These things have kept their price relatively the same throughout the duration of this game so far, so they might drop here and there. This one's actually, I just picked up a snipe for 100,000 on this recording. It don't hurt. Back to what I was saying, this is going to be the most feasible store value in the game because it's 400,000. It's for one single storage slot. So when it comes to actually playing in games, making money is going to be completely RNG. Obviously, it depends on who you spawn in with. It depends on what each of the crates are going to give you. This is where it's completely held up to the RNG gods. But one thing that you can do to kind of secure your money and make sure that you don't go too broke, and also something that you're not spending too much money on each raid for, is to kind of just do budget runs. Basic tip that I could give you, but it's also a tip that you need to keep in mind, because you die once and you want to throw on T5 armor, T5 ammo, all that good stuff. It's not worth it. It's absolutely not worth it. Just keep running your budget guns. You will eventually snag a 3 to 4 piece and you'll come out with 200, 300,000 off of a 20,000 MP5 run, you know, something like that. So don't stress out if you keep dying with budget stuff, because that's the whole point, is you're budget running it. You're not using too much of your money. Also, don't forget covert ops does exist. But other than that, that's not really anything else to this game on the economics. It's pretty simple to actually make money and keep afloat in this game. It was one of my big concerns when I first started playing, was how am I going to actually maintain money and how am I going to actually be able to stay afloat in this game without going broke in 2 raids, because that's what was happening in the beta. So don't stress out, it's not too hard. That is all that for this video. If you guys are new, make sure to drop a like on it, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys hanging out and clicking on it, sticking around. That is it though. Peace, have a good rest of the day.